It's Monday night in March 27th. I'm Dr. Iris Ramirez with the Pet Wellness Center. We just opened our office here. I've been doing house calls for 19 years here in the Fort Myers area, Lee County. And today we're going to talk about marijuana and your dog or cat. And because it's a hot topic, I always thought that the whole medical marijuana thing was BS. I really believed the political propaganda that's out there, and I thought that it had no real good use. The last couple of years as a holistic vet, I've been hearing a lot about the use of cannabis in animals, not necessarily cannabis sativa, but the hemp family that it belongs in. And it was being touted for everything from cancer to headaches to insomnia, skin problems, digestive issues, and I'm thinking, it's just the latest snake oil to come down the pike. I'm always hearing about the latest thing, especially in multi-level marketing, that's going to cure everything. And then last year at the American Holistic Veterinary Medical Association meeting, Dr. Robert Silver, who is affiliated with RX Vitamins, that makes a line of products for animals, gave a talk on cannabis and the research in animals, and I found out that we all have cannabinoid receptors in our bodies, in every organ of the body. So when you hear about CBD oil, that's cannabis oil. Those are the cannabinols, the different ones. There's many of them. And so I thought, no wonder it has so many uses across the body. Studies have shown that it can have a positive effect on getting rid of cancer, and I think that's what our talk is here today, and I'll explain that in a minute. And we produce cannabinoids in our body and our nervous system. Who knew? A lot of the literature was repressed, and in fact in the late 70s or so, the Reagan administration actually had book burnings, basically. They wanted all the literature and all the research yanked away. And so a lot of research got eliminated and is now being resurrected. We're repeating a lot of things. I voted no to the use of medical marijuana 2 years ago. Last year I voted yes for it. Can we use marijuana in dogs? The answer is no! Do not use marijuana in your dog.
Turn up.
Yeah?
Oh. You're good.
We're on? Okay. So I said do not use the marijuana in your pet. Okay? So dogs, oddly enough, even more than cats and more than humans, have a lot of the tetrahydrocannabinol receptors in their brain, a way higher number than the rest of us. And so that is why the actual marijuana can be very harmful to them, and they can have anything from just a paralyzed thing called static ataxia, where they just stand there and can't move, to flopping around to seizures. If you get enough, you're going to die. And I found out that there's a precursor to the THC, tetrahydrocannabinoid. I have notes here. I can't remember the name of it, and I don't want to tell you the wrong thing, but for purposes here, when you heat the plant, that's when you change it. There's a chemical reaction, carboxylation, I don't want to get all technical, that changes it from an inactive non-psychotropic form to a psychotropic form, which means it gets you high. So if we can use the raw plant, it's not going to do that. And the tetrahydrocannabinol in conjunction with some of the other cannabinols, like cannabinol 1 and 2, different ones, they work together synergistically to have certain effects in the body. So I am indeed, in summary, going to be using hemp and CBD oil in animals, both cats and dogs, and I myself am going to start taking it. And unfortunately, I cannot legally take the other form, the marijuana form, but the research seems to indicate that if you take the unactivated THC in a 1-to-1 ratio with the other CBD oil, it can really have a positive effect on cancer, and I'm may experiment with that in myself. I'd have to probably get with a doctor for that, because we now passed the use of medical marijuana, thank God. Marijuana there's 4, it would be good to have a blackboard, there's 4 levels of controlled substances with the Drug Administration and Drug Enforcement, DEA, and the top one is no medical use, and they've stuck marijuana in there, and it's such a benign material, really. It should have been a class 4, because class 1 is like things that are terribly addictive, that are dangerous, life-threatening. Marijuana, there's no way that should be in that category. So it's a totally political insanity on the part of our government, and we do need to lobby and start coming into the 21st century. It's an ancient herb. It has a lot of uses. That's what I want to leave you with. I want to leave you with the idea that you should work with a vet who knows a little about it. You can probably visit the RX Vitamins website to get more information. There's also PubMed, which is the National Institutes of Health website that lists a lot of research that's being done in whatever area, and you can look up the hemp there. Also, you need to know that Cannabis sativa, that's one of the species of hemp, the one that gets you high. It has more THC in it, whereas the Cannabis indicus is the one that's kind of legal and where we can get a lot of CBD oil easily. Did you have a question while we're here? Okay, and nobody has a question online?
Not yet.
Okay, so I'm probably gonna wrap it up, and we are gonna address this issue again, and we can get more technical if people would have the questions,
I do.
But for right now, you have a question?
So geriatric, what do you do
Oh,
for
well,
cancer?
The cancer, that's what we were gonna discuss today. Yeah, so every cancer, geriatric we can do on another talk, because I don't want this to go really long, but okay, so the cannabis in cancer, yes, I wanna start using it. And I have started using it, and I want more cases so I can start documenting it to see if it can make a difference on my patients.
So CBD for cancer, or
Correct.
does it have to have the equal parts like you said?
That would be nice. I'm gonna look into it to see if I, as a veterinarian, can get that. So that's another legal issue that I was not prepared to deal with today.
What about extreme cases of cancer? Does it help, like stage 3, stage 4?
Well,
all
that's
or?
what the literature would seem to indicate, that it's had some use for people and animals. That's what the lab reports say.
So if there's people watching that are in states that can get medical
Oh
marijuana.
yeah, if you have cancer, you should be using it. Yeah.
Well, what about for their animals? Do you
Right.
know like dosage or anything?
Nope, it's got to be between you and your vet in terms of dosing. I use the RX Vitamins because they've got it there for me. They do the work for me, and I'm just inundated with too many things to do, and I want to be following a path that's been walked on before and not experiment so much. So, although all this is experimentation.
What about all the treats that they're selling now?
Dog treats with CBD oil? I can't comment. It depends what are the ingredients in the treat. Is your dog allergic? Does it have gluten? So it's probably fine to give them, no harm. Better than milk bones, perhaps.
And how can you tell if it's helping?
Because the symptoms would get better. Whatever your symptom is, they would get better.
Okay.
So if it's helping, but there's a lot of uses, and now that I understand that we have an entire endocannabinoid system in our bodies, I understand why. Oh, okay, it could be applicable. And there's some older research that shows how it could be harmful. So you've gotta, it's you look at one study, you look at another, but overall, it seems to be a good thing. Yep. Over and out.
Any questions, anyone?
No.
Anyone online?
Okay, bye.
Thank